Hello, hello, hello. I want to talk about something really quickly. I briefly watched Tasha K. Uh, in her first segment, today is March 4th, 2026. Her show for March 4th, 2026, saying the Breakfast Club calls it quits and other stuff too. But on her first segment, she was talking about black women and talking about how black women are lonely and all that stuff. And she talked about on CBS, I guess they were interviewing a young lady who said she was so lonely and she didn't trust anybody. She didn't want to be abused, and she just felt safer with an AI companion. So they used this lady's story to make it look like black women are so lonely that they need an AI companion. Here's what I want to say though, because I'm not even going to worry about how once again, they pulling that black woman's energy. I'm not even going to get on that because that's what they're doing. Why do they care that black women, who black women are messing with? Like, really, move on with your lives. It ain't ever that serious. So once again, I realize they want to pull on black women's energy with this mess that they like to pull, right? But I want to say this first. Tasha K has a large following of so-called black women, right? Some of you see black women every day. Here they come on CBS with some stuff about this one so-called black woman interviewing, talking about she had to have an AI companion because she doesn't want to take the chance of being hurt. Okay? My thing is this. Because Tasha K was like, this is, she said, at first I thought they were trolling, but this is a real black woman. That's a black woman. You see black women all the time. How often do you see them talking like that? Okay? See, they like to pull this stuff on these huge platforms like CBS or CNN or whatever, because I don't watch either one of them, so it's CBS or CNN. I believe Tasha K said CNN at first, and then she changed to CBS. I'm not really sure. Like I said, I don't have a TV. But you have one black woman that talking about she lonely. She don't want to be hurt, so she chooses AI companion. See, the AI companion, honestly, is not even about. Sound like from her, it's not even about a man. She's been hurt by people, including her own family. So this is not even about a man, okay? This is just a friend. Cause I guess she feel like she can't trust anybody. But how often in your life do you see black women talking like that? I get tired of these shows. Well, I don't take this stuff seriously anymore. I'm really just talking about it. You have these shows, these big platforms that will interview one so-called black woman who talks about how lonely she is and she needs an AI companion. And it make it seem like it's the truth for all so-called black women. But most people who know other so-called black women, this is not what they're not hearing stuff like this in their everyday life. The average so-called black woman that live in Atlanta, the average so-called black woman that live in Memphis, live in Chicago, live in wherever, are they talking like this? See, they put this stuff on these platforms where you never heard of anything like this before. You never heard of anything like this before. All of a sudden they put this on the platform. Oh my goodness, black women in trouble. Well, so they might be in trouble, but not for that reason. They might be in trouble, but not for that reason. Okay? Like, you have black women who see black women every single day, and this is not the type of stuff they hearing. You have black women that go to school with black women, go to college with black women, that work with black women, and they not hearing this type of stuff. But you have one news platform that have millions of followers, and all of a sudden, oh, it becomes an epidemic because of a huge platform that chooses to interview one black woman that said that she just has an AI companion. Okay? So anyway, that's just the one thing I want to say. It's baloney. And once again, here they go pulling at black women's energy. Okay? That's number one. This is the second thing I want to say. Black women don't really have an excuse to say that there's nobody out there. A lot of black women choose to limit themselves to only black men, and that is their fault. That is their fault that they only limit themselves to black men, because that means they are not emotionally mature. They're not emotionally mature, because you only care about the physical attraction part. You only care about the lust. Because I've met lots of people where we like the same music and we like the same food, but are we compatible in other areas? Because when it comes to somebody who really loves me like I'm supposed to be loved, I'm going to need him more than to just like the music I like. And I like all kinds of music. I like all kinds of music. I like all kinds of food. I don't eat soul food every day. I like all kinds of food. Okay? I think because you grew up in a certain culture, you want somebody from that same culture because it's so familiar. But if it doesn't work out for you romantically, you're going to have to grow up. You're going to have to grow up. So black women do not really have an excuse when they talk about they're lonely, ain't nobody out there. Lies. Because you don't hear any other women talking like that. It's because black women refuse to expand their options. They only want to stick with one group of men. And then when that group of men don't work out the way they want it to, then they talk about how it's just no real good men. You can't say that. It's too many men in the world to just count everybody out. Okay? And when you talk about what is good, you just got to be really careful in a world like this. This is an ego-driven world that's ran by a very toxic patriarchy and a toxic matriarchy. And because Quadras and Kep, I believe, is really controlled by a very toxic matriarchy. But either way, so with that type of society, it's really hard to find somebody who, because people don't love one another. That's what I'm saying. People don't really love one another. They don't treat each other like themselves. They don't love their neighbors as themselves, because this society, people see each other as individuals. They don't understand when they hurt somebody else, they hurt themselves. They don't get that because they think they're individual. So it's going to be just really hard to find that period. People hurt each other. That's probably why this lady want the AI companion, because people are wired to rip each other apart. And this AI companion, I guess, is not wired like that, so I guess that's what she wants. Some people have dogs and cats for that reason, okay? It's a companion. People have animals, and these animals are called emotional support animals. Absolutely. So that AI is emotional support. People have dogs, people have cats, people have birds, all different rabbits. I've seen people with rabbits. I've seen somebody with it was a rooster. Emotional support animals. Okay? So she's not too odd because she has an AI companion when people have animals for emotional support. But that's fine, because I think her issue is she don't trust people. It's not just about a man. She don't trust people. So her mother and her father, people have just disappointed her whole life. And she has always probably been the one to always be giving and just selfless to other people, while they didn't show her the same respect. They didn't reciprocate. That could be the thing with her. Okay? But if it's about a man, and to say, it's hard to find a man. Well, it's hard when you limit yourself. When you limit yourself, it is really, really hard. Because it's a whole lot of people out here. Okay? Sometimes people choose to be by themselves for a while because they are in a process of spiritual growth. And sometimes folks with these mundane, that are so mundane, they're not really spiritual. They just need to just mind their own business, because sometimes people are in a period of spiritual growth. And that is not a time for them to go running trying to look for somebody to date. It's a time for them to be alone. And it's not for anybody else to determine when they should be with somebody. Okay? But anyway, with that being said, I just want to talk about that for a little bit, and I'll talk later.